Hi everyone, this is Paula from Earth Moves, and today I'm going to be interviewing a very beautiful, special, talented young leader with autism, who's an autism and queer activist, a professional artist, and she runs art workshops. Lo and I have worked together several times on projects in Earth Moves, and I think we really cooperate with each other and work well and understand each other. And Lo, could you just give me some more details about Incredible You? Obviously, I will be putting Lo's website and her social media deets in the description. Please go to her Etsy shop. Her work is incredible. I've got several of her pieces. And she's also been commissioned to do some incredible artwork as well for Earth Moves. So Lo, can you fill in some of them gaps about you?
Yeah, so my name's Tierney and I'm a queer artist based in Liverpool. I go by they, them pronouns, I'm non-binary, I'm autistic, and what I feel is that, my identity is very much a part of me, where it's like an extension and it influences my work a lot.
Exactly. The thing is about being neurodiverse, it's a refreshing change in this society, because where as neurotypical thinking got us, for the environment, the way women are treated, I think, your perspective, and I've attended your workshops and really got a lot out of them, got a lot of pride about my own neurodiversity that I used to feel shame around till
I'm glad.
you convinced me it was cool. And you're just a really great uplifter, educator and example to other young autistic people. Can you tell me, you told me something last time we spoke and I was quite shocked, because you've got an art degree and you're so together and organised, running workshops, you're a powerful force, and then workshops as real feminist,
Yeah.
and queer activist and includer, diversity and inclusion is certainly things at the top of your agenda. I've noticed that. But you told me that when you were little, you didn't speak till you were 3, and there was like a lot of other issues. And in the beginning, they give you quite a poor prognosis. Who you've turned out to be is not what your parents were told you would be.
Yeah, it's a weird one actually, because I don't really, if I'm being honest, like I don't really remember much of my childhood. So I didn't realise that like I didn't say my first word till I was 3, and then didn't speak properly till I was 5.5. Because like for me, like life is just like I didn't realise I was autistic till I was 9. I just always thought I was different and kind of like left out and stuff, you know what I mean? So like it's one of them where like I think, I don't know, like it's a weird one where like I've always felt like I was a little bit embarrassed to get to be autistic, want to learn like what it actually was and I was portrayed in like the media and stuff, and like, through stereotypes. It makes you feel a bit embarrassed. So I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten into like autism advocacy, because, I follow a lot of groups on social media, and you've really emphasised on like being positive about autism and embracing your neurodiversity, so to speak. And I think actually, there was nothing wrong with me in the first place. So I think when
Definitely
you asked
not.
me to do that workshop, I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because like, I very heavily identify as like queer, very heavily identify as, neurodivergent, autistic. And I think, I shouldn't feel ashamed about it. So a lot of my
No,
work
not
the
at
past
all.
2 years
It's
has
like,
been informed by that mainly.
I think I told you an autism channel of a young woman I follow. I think she's about 22, lovely girl. But she one of her videos was about a training camp where they give people electric shocks and other horrendous things like
I
starving
didn't
her.
know that was still going on.
She, according to this video, neither did I, but
Oh,
according to that. But
I've
it's
heard
the
about
same
like
like with
ABA.
gays. It's the same with
Yeah,
gays. The gay that gay conversion therapy. It's the same thing, but it's the same thing of othering someone and
yeah,
being angry that they don't fit the norms of a society, that you didn't make the rules up of how
yeah.
people should behave. I mean, to me, being around people like you, I just find it a really refreshing and creative experience. Like when I talk to you, I feel
Oh,
like I'm
likewise,
being
likewise with
myself,
you.
but your generosity are helping people. So what did they say? What did the professionals say about your prognosis to your mum, about how you'd be as an adult?
Oh yes, so yeah, I think it was like, I think because I was quite behind with like my social skills and me communicating, they were just basically worried about like, how I'd cope after school. Because I went to a school over the water in West Kirby, and it was a good school and that, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But like, it was one of them where like, I think because I struggled socially and I had mental health problems, like they were kind of worried about how I'd cope in college and like after college and stuff. So it was one of them where like, I don't know, like I'm surprised at how well I've been doing. Like it's been a journey, don't get me wrong, but I'm very lucky, very blessed.
And you're very hardworking and you're very powerful as well. And you do a lot to help other people. Yeah, it's not just all about you, which is great.
Mm.
Um, I love your work. I love how your teaching style as well. But we were talking about art just generally, and how it can improve people's stress levels. But for me, I find that art reveals a lot about yourself. It's kind of like doing therapy. Can you tell
Yeah.
me can you explain to me how art kind of helped you with some of the achievements, that you've achieved up to now? How was being an artist and being involved in art, how has that improved your mental health, and helped you to reveal stuff about yourself, and
I think it's yeah.
heal?
I think it's helped in bucket loads because I've always really been into art since I was a little kid. And it's helped me like escape in like fantasy land, so to speak, so it didn't have to deal with reality. So it was one of them where like I thought it was very therapeutic. Like I could like make up whatever I could, like whatever I wanted, you know what I mean? And that was like the beauty of it. It was a nice little distraction. But then I thought, with watching other artists like Art Attack. I loved Art Attack.
Oh yeah, Tara used to
So
love
I watched
that.
that on the telly,
Neil
and
was
I think
great.
that got me into it, you know what I mean? So it was like my
Oh,
little autistic brain was like, oh, well, try this. Oh, Ben, my younger brother, had this Tweenie set when he was little, when he was a baby. And it was like all the figurines, plus, like they had like this little light with 5 different lights on. And in the Tweenies, when you press it, it picks like in different rainbow colours if they're going to do reading, if they're going to do
oh
art. So
wow.
every time I had to go with this toy version, I was like, arse, 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 arse. Because it's
You
like, it really does help. And I've kind of applied that over the years as I've been growing up. I think if it wasn't for my career, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Kitty and Susie. I wouldn't have met everyone in the art studio. And I think, it's really like, it's helped me so much in my social life as well. You know what I mean? Because I didn't realise like how we're all in common and like, you know, using more accepting than like straight, I don't know, like, just like neurotypical people,
I
straight
do
people, cis
know.
people.
I know exactly what you
I don't
mean.
want to say that and like
I
I
know
don't
it's hard to define it, but I know exactly what you mean, because there's some groups of people that are othering you when you sense that, you sense you're being
yeah,
othered and you're a freak and whatnot. So it's unpleasant. But with me,
yeah.
I love unusual things and different things. Why does everything have
I
to
do,
be
that's what
like
I'm drawn
me?
to. That
But
is literally what I'm drawn to.
that's why I love Earth Moves, because I've met like you through that. Well, we met through Kyle, didn't we? Which was through Earth Moves. But I've met you and like some other people who I've had, maybe difficulties, and they've just rose above it, and they're in leadership positions. They're doing their own work.
That's incredible.
And God knows, there's things against them, me included.
Yeah.
But if we don't speak with our voice, then why shouldn't we have a voice and say things, just because we're unusual and exotic and fun and childlike? Why does that make us inferior? You know what I mean?
No, it's one of them where it's like, why do you want to try and be like everyone else?
I don't know. I don't.
No,
can I just say
don't.
something? Look, can I just say something really quick? This is from my favourite shop, Twintage, from the gorgeous Kitty and Susie. This episode is sponsored by Twintage.
Yes.
And this is one of their 70s.
Kitty and Susie.
Kitty and Susie. This is one of their gorgeous 70s shirts, because of course we don't want to ruin the environment by buying new clothes. So visit Twintage on Instagram if you want some nice vintage clothes.
Yes.
So if you looked at art, could you tell if someone had autism? Could you tell in the style? Is there a certain way of thinking that comes across in the creative process in the autistic brain? Do you think that reflects in the creative output?
I think it does, to be honest with you, because I've done projects in the past where I try and look for loads of inspiration externally, whether that's going to art galleries, seeing what the local artists are posting on Instagram, so it's
wow.
You know what I mean? Reading books and all stuff like that. I've gotten so many art books lately, I'm absolutely buzzing for all it.
Yeah.
I got Grayson Perry, the Grayson Perry art book. I've got that, but I haven't read it yet, because yeah, and then I got a tattoo book while me, Kitty and Susie and Betsy Coward, when we were camping weeks ago. And it's given me so many ideas of what to do for myself. So it's I get literally I get what's it called? I get inspiration, but then I could try and think get my own ideas. And when I get my own ideas, I get carried away. There's this project, right, that someone in my studio is talking about, and it sounds really cool. I don't know if I can really say much, but it's a cool project. And he went, "Oh, do you want to paint one of the sides?" And I was like, "Yeah, sounds
brilliant."
You know what I mean? Yeah. So later on that night, I thought I struggled with the first idea, because I was like, "Oh, what can I come up with? Nothing looks good." And then I had this idea, and I was like, "Go on." I think I made about 5 sketches, sent them in in the middle of the night, and I was like, as if I've just done all these at once, so for the spamming, and you go, "So no, the sound."
That's brilliant, Lou. That's fantastic. Because if I commission someone in Earth Moves like I have done with you, you expect reliability and enthusiasm, you know what I mean? And really wanting to do it, really wanting to give your best. And you always do. You're really reliable, and you do an excellent job. The flag you made, I'm going to upload that tomorrow. I'm so excited to
I can't remember.
Queer neurodiverse flag.
Okay.
You've done just a brilliant job organising that. So what do you think about I think Microsoft wants to employ a certain % of their workforce who are autistic. Why do you think that suddenly people are more interested or more accepting of that sort of mindset than maybe they was, or more appreciative?
It's one of them where I think I can't tell if the big companies are genuinely appreciative or if they're just hiring autistic people to look woke. You know what I mean?
I think they're hiring autistic people because they know they'll do a good job at certain jobs better than maybe neurotypical people. It's just about profit. It's not because they care, but it just shows that, a way of thinking isn't necessarily superior or inferior to another way. wow, this is really like different, this is like something
We
new.
just bonded straight away, didn't we, at that party?
But I just loved your work as well because it's just like so alive and happy. And then just had to cut like Keith Harding, it reminded me of his work a bit, because when I see his work, it makes me smile. And it's just
That
like,
is a huge compliment, by the way, that you said that.
well,
I
it's
love
true.
Keith Haring. Wait, am I
Hearing,
saying his
sorry.
name right? Keith Haring.
Oh,
Keith
I'm probably
Haring.
saying it wrong. You know, I'm like, it's my age. Is there anything that if you were given, like, say, a young autistic person is really good at art like you are, and really wants to pursue it, say they're 16 or something like that, what advice would you give them? What would you say to them?
Well, it's mad actually. I think when I was 16, I realised I wanted to be an illustrator myself because a local artist came into college and talked about a career. So it was one of them when I say, oh yeah, if you like art, you can get paid for it. I'm a freelance illustrator. I got inspired at age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Because it's a mad one because it's like 12 years ago and I didn't know what I wanted to do before then. Whereas in high school, like the teachers are like, oh no, you should have made your mind up by now. And I'm like, fuck's sake, I'm just a kid. You know what I mean? I just want to go home and like go on MySpace, listen to all the emo bands, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't asked.
Yeah, but you know what? When you made that decision, and you committed to it, and then you had a plan, go to university, market yourself, do a good job.
Yeah.
And this is how you've got on. So would you advise someone to like maybe go to university course or college course, or is it possible to be an artist and not do that? I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, it's absolutely possible to not have, you don't have to go to uni to be a good artist. Or like even work as an artist. Like I know friends who work as artists who are self-taught. It's one of them where I think uni's not for everyone. And I think it's kind of like, I don't know, a bit like thingy to say, oh yeah, like if you go to uni, you'll be dead successful. It's not to just tricking you into going in debt.
I think it's a disgrace, like I really do. I don't think
easy, isn't it?
When I was little, you didn't have to pay to go, and that was under Thatcher.
Well, the year I started, that was the year they tripled the student loans.
Well, when Tara went, it was 3,000, and then it tripled when she left to 9,000.
Yeah, that was the same year I started, because the year I was in was the first year.
I think it's so horrible to young people. How can you do that to them? But
it's false hope, isn't it?
If your mum and dad were rich, it wouldn't be a problem, would it?
Would it?
Because they just pay, and they might be a lot more intelligent. You might be a lot more intelligent than them and worthy, but money will help them to pursue a career.
Paula, I noticed that when I went to uni. Like, don't get me wrong, there were a lot of people that like got on with as well, but you could see the difference in class. You had the middle class parents and you had the poor parents. Well, not poor, but working class.
Yeah.
It's one of them where, like, because I was working class, I felt like I was more affected because we had to spend money on like art materials, and they weren't cheap. But then all just like a lot of the students that had like rich mums, well-off mums and dads, like they wasn't skint. They could go out all the time and party, whereas I couldn't. So I was like, boo. But yeah, it's one of them. Really think like no shade to anyone. Like I guess if you're born in a certain class, you can't help. You can't help what class you're born in.
But you can't help being a snob. You can't help being a snob. That's true. You can't help it.
Use your privilege for good, innit?
But if you're using your privilege to lord it over someone else and make them feel inferior,
that's when it's wrong. Yeah,
that's fucked up. That's not nice. And I won't have it when people do it to me or friends around me.
No, Paula, I've learned now. I'm not asked me. You know what I mean? Because I used to be bothered by it, and sometimes I still do. I think I always thought to myself, like, if I was middle class, would I be working full time as an artist in London? Because that's what a lot of the other students did, which I'm happy for them, you know what I mean? But I think, it shows that difference in class.
it's called unconscious bias as well, because these people would make out to you that they're not classist and they're really, they
I'd
want to
say
be
it's
friends.
nepotism
They
as
want to
well.
be friends with people like us, but they don't want to give us any power positions because that's for them. You know what I mean? And so you know what? We just have to form our own communities and just help each other, because they won't help us. They don't want us in power positions, but we've got to just fight back against that sort of abuse. Don't let them mother you. I just think, well, if you're going to play a game in your head of who's better than who, then it depends, you know, what criteria you're using and why are you doing it. Why can't we just have a conversation? All right, it's fine, we don't get on, it's fine, you know, we're not in resonance with each other, but let's not, you know, make the other person feel terrible. You know, I hope that anyone who has an interaction with me walks away either feeling neutral or better than they did. You know, I hope I didn't make anyone
you want to, like, I feel I'm the same. Like, I like trying to make as much of a positive impact as I can, because I look at people that are genuinely terrible people, and I look at them and I think, how can you sleep at night?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And if
why shouldn't you? And they have a voice that, you know, they have, and they're psychopaths, and we're nice.
And they get away with it as well.
I know.
I look at it and I think, I just lose faith in humanity. But then what gets me through is that they're all good people, you know what I mean? So I think at least he's not just musing to all this, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like embracing being queer and hating homophobia, hating, like, you know, ableism and stuff like that. You know, I don't get it, because like autistic people and neurodivergent people are cool people at the end of the day. I love being autistic. It's funny. Like, I get myself in stupid little moments and it makes me laugh. So I think anyone who doesn't like autistic people basically have no sense of humour.
Oh, it's them who's missing out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you know what?
Hey, we've got no sense of humour. They've got no sense of humour.
Absolutely, like. But you really have, and do you know what? I'm so glad me and you are friends, and I really enjoy our conversations. Like,
oh no, I do. I have a laugh, you know.
I love
it when we've planned workshops, and then we'll plan the workshops, and then we're still on the phone for an hour.
I know, because
I'm like,
we just got on straight away, didn't we? But that's what it's like when you feel connection with someone. It's just, you can't forge it, can you? You know,
oh no, because in US, I know. I get it.
I think, have you got, just before we go, have you got any final thoughts or words about art and autism and how it can be therapeutic, and how maybe autistic people should, you know, try it, see how it affects them?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? Like, you might as well have a go. I get, like, it's one of them where, like, if you're not arty, that's fair enough, you know what I mean? Like, I can see, like, it's not for everyone, but, you know, maybe if you just have a go, like, you know, just to chill out and stuff, like, even get, like, a coloured-in book. Get on me, giving everyone tips.
No, that's
even just get a coloured-in book and just colour it in, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just chills you out. So it does help. Like, if you get into it and then you like it, that's even better.
Definitely come to one of those workshops if you're not local. You should probably do another one online. And at our site in Telegraph Lane, where she's worked before. So yeah, I just love Lau so much. I really love talking to her.
Love you too, Paula.
And I'm just grateful to be hanging out with someone that gets who I am, and who can help, who wants to help others in the same way I do as well, through creativity. So thanks, Lou. I'll put all your contact details in the description, and yeah, get in touch with Lou if you want workshops in illustration and art, and related to autism as well. So thank you so much, Lou, and we'll see you at the site soon. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Gudge. See you in the next one. Bye.
Yes. Bye.